Imagine you built your entire house on a single wooden pillar. You painted it, furnished it, raised your family in it, and told yourself it was safe because the pillar looked solid. That is exactly what most people do with their careers. And here's the terrifying part. The pillar doesn't warn you before it cracks. By the end of this video, you're going to see why the play-it-safe career path most of us were raised to follow might actually be the single riskiest financial move you'll ever make. And more importantly, I'll show you what to do about it, without blowing up your life. Let me tell you about David. David did everything right. He got a degree, landed a corporate job at 24 with a solid salary, good health insurance, and a 401k match. For 11 years, he got small raises, maybe 2 to 3% a year. He felt secure. He felt smart. Then, in October of 2022, David's company announced layoffs. He got the email on a Tuesday morning. By Friday, his badge didn't work. 11 years of loyalty and his entire financial life, his mortgage, his car payment, his kids' school, was suddenly hanging by a thread. He had 60 days of savings, that's it. David's story isn't rare. It's a pattern. And the reason it keeps happening isn't bad luck. It's a structural problem that we've been trained to ignore. It's called a single point of failure. In engineering, a single point of failure is any component whose failure brings down the entire system. Bridges are designed to avoid this. Airplanes are designed to avoid this. Your finances? Probably not. If 100% of your income comes from one employer, you have a single point of failure. One decision from someone you've never met can wipe out your financial security overnight. Now, here's where it gets even more unsettling. Even if you never get laid off, the so-called safe job is quietly draining your wealth in a way most people never calculate. Let's talk about inflation versus salary growth. From 2000 to 2023, the average American worker received salary increases of about 2 to 3% per year. Inflation over the same period averaged about 2.6% per year and spiked far higher recently. That means in real terms, millions of workers effectively received a pay cut almost every single year without their paycheck ever going down. Your money just quietly bought less and less, and your employer knows this. Wage stagnation is a feature of the system, not a bug. When you stay loyal to one employer, you lose negotiating leverage every single year. Studies consistently show that job switchers earn 10 to 20% more than people who stay put. Loyalty, financially speaking, is often punished. But here's what really keeps the safe career trap locked in place. It's not just about money. It's about identity. When you've spent years climbing a ladder at one company, the idea of stepping back feels like failure. The career becomes your whole financial personality. And that emotional attachment is what makes the risk invisible. So what's the alternative? Here's a framework I want you to picture. Call it the risk pyramid. At the base, you have your primary income, your job. That's your foundation, and it matters. But a stable pyramid needs more than one layer. The second layer is skills, marketable abilities you own regardless of your employer. The third layer is income streams, freelance work, investments, a side business. And at the top, network, relationships that open doors no resume ever could. Notice that your job is just the foundation. It's not the whole structure. When people build only the base and nothing else, they don't have a pyramid. They have a slab. And a slab cracks under pressure with no warning. Now, let me be real with you. I'm not telling you to quit your job tomorrow, start 5 businesses, and grind 20 hours a day. That's not the point. The point is deliberate de-risking. Small, strategic moves that reduce your dependence on any single income source over time. Here are 3 concrete steps you can start this week. First, audit your skills and identify at least 2 that are marketable outside your current employer. Can you freelance them? Teach them? Consult? You probably have more leverage than you think. Second, start a micro-income stream. Even $200 to $500 a month from a second source changes your psychology around money. It's not about the amount. It's about proving to yourself that your employer isn't your only option. Third, build your network intentionally. One of the most statistically reliable predictors of financial resilience is the strength and diversity of your professional relationships. Every layoff study shows the same thing. People with strong networks land new opportunities 4 to 5 times faster than those without. Your network is an asset. Treat it like one. David, by the way, did rebuild. It took him 8 months to land a new role. Those 8 months were brutal. But while he was job hunting, he started consulting on the side using skills from his old job. Within a year, that consulting work was bringing in more than his old salary. And he had 2 income streams for the first time in his life. He told me that losing the safe job was the best financial thing that ever happened to him. Not because he wanted it, but because it forced him to build the pyramid. The riskiest financial decision isn't starting a business, investing in stocks, or leaving a job. The riskiest decision is building your entire financial life on a single source of income and calling it safe. Real security isn't about having one unshakable pillar. It's about building so many pillars that losing one doesn't bring the whole house down. Start building. The best time was 10 years ago. The second best time is today.